Hello and welcome back. Well, in this update, we did get two new characters. One of them is a A class, while the other one is a special S class. And both of these characters do have their backstory currently available. And well, I will start with Vera's backstory. Now, Vera is currently, I think, one of the most favorite characters in the game for the majority of players, and she does bring a lot of new stuff to the game. One of them being a very powerful DPS medic, pretty much a hybrid character. She can both do DPS and she can also heal. And I have to say though, she does behave more like a DPS class than a medic. Her personality is very interesting, and I'm pretty much curious to know what happened to her for her to pretty much turn into a sadist. I mean, I'm not even like joking, she is a sadist. Just like look at, I mean, just listen to her voice when I do the ultimate later on. Her voice is absolutely amazing, by the way. They did a good job with the with the overall skill design for the character, and of course the voice and the overall physical design of the character. But I'm really curious to know what happened to her, and I guess I'll get to know what happened to her in this character story, to know what happened to her, what caused her to turn into a sadist. We'll see. And I have to say, her outfit that she's wearing here does remind me on Liv's outfit, and Liv is also a healer. So were they pretty much in the same branch back in the day? That's the question. Well, okay, that was interesting. Let's jump on the next stage. Now, gameplay-wise, this character does remind me on Raven a lot. Her skills are very similar to Raven, and pretty much her gameplay is very fun, very smooth, and of course, her damage output is going to be very interesting to measure when I get the character, and of course, when I gear her out. Since I think this character is very powerful. Now, of course, besides being a healer, she is a dark healer, dark element, and that's a very good thing since I do need a dark element character to complete my dark element team. My Phoenix is he is very good. He's very powerful, of course, but I do need another character, and another character will be Vera. And I'm currently in the process of obtaining the character. I'm pretty much farming, and I'll get the character very soon. And of course, her gacha will be available, I think, very soon. And I'll definitely get her to at least S class very quickly, since I do enjoy the character a lot. And of course, she does bring a new mechanic, and it is the tap and hold mechanic to unleash a burst. And you will see later on me using that quite a bit, since it is very fun. She does a lot of damage in that mode as well, and she does regenerate that very quickly. So a very unique character so far, since her performance-wise and of course her gameplay feels a lot more like Raven, but she does behave pretty much almost the same as Liv in terms. Now, of course, she's not a tank by any means. Of course, I'll try to make her a tank. That's one thing that I definitely have to try. But a tank for this character, I think, is not going to work because she is definitely taking damage like a DPS class. Definitely takes a lot more damage than compared to the other healers in the game. Other healers currently in the game are definitely tankier and definitely do have a lot more health, and I think do have a lot more defense compared to this character. But this character does have a little bit more DPS than compared to other healers, so that's a very good thing for the character. And if you want to use her as a DPS, you absolutely can, and I'll absolutely use her as a DPS when I do get the character. I think it will be very interesting to see how she works and how she performs. Okay, now this is the first playable stage, and I definitely do see things being very dark around this character, and I do have a feeling that pretty much most of the structures that she is taking care of, that they will die. And oh man, this will be interesting. Okay, I have to say though, the background is very good. This area is actually familiar. I think it's from chapter 4 or chapter 5. I kinda don't remember, but I think it's chapter 4 or chapter 5. Let's see what will happen. Okay, well, they're fighting there. Okay, that's pretty much to be expected. I guess that I am somewhere. Oh, there we go. I am here in the. Okay, okay. Well then, let's jump in and let's. All right. Well, the details are impressive. The details are very impressive. Okay, now let's see. So I did come to the field. Why do I feel like these two structures are about to die? I just have that. Oh, there we go. Well, speaking of the devil, and they died. Alright, fair enough. Did you hear that voice, by the way? Her voice is. Oh man. um, I don't know how many of you did watch Konosuba. That show is, by the way, it's good. I did watch the movie recently, and I did watch season 1 and season 2. There is one of the characters. I think her name is Darkness, and her character reminds me on Vera a lot in a way. Now, of course, their personality is a little bit different. This character enjoys to inflict pain, while the other character enjoys to take pain. So I guess they're pretty much same thing, but a little bit different. And she does give me that tone, although I don't know, this character just I think is a lot more on the sadistic side. And I know people like that, so like a lot of people like that, and I mean that's okay, I guess. All right, let me not get carried away too much by that. Let me return to the story over here. So her teammates died. Well, that escalated quickly. Her teammates died. Well, I mean, I can definitely see what did happen to this character, and I can definitely see what's happening to this character to make her the way she is currently in the game. Since I do see her being a little bit different back before she joined, us, and yeah, everyone in her team that she is hitting ends up dying. Well then, that's one way to create a very interesting background for a character. Well, she's talking with more of these structures, and I can already tell you that they're about to die as well. I mean, that's the vibes that I am getting from that now. Now, I also did unlock the hidden story. I think the hidden story is also very interesting, and it definitely explains a lot on what happened, and it does explain a lot on why did she join us. Okay, um, let's let's keep on moving. Now, like I said, the hidden part, the hidden chapter is going to be very interesting, since it will pretty much explain to us why she even joined us, and I think that's a very interesting part of the game that is definitely going to be explored a lot more into the future. I think. I mean, it should be explored into the future, since I think this game does have the potential to be very successful and, of course, very big. They are already doing really good, and I'm definitely looking forward for the global version of the game now, to understand the story better, since I think the story will be very good, and the story currently as it is is very good. Well then, that's an interesting background. Now, one thing that I think will happen is that most structures I think will have hybrids, and I think that will be very important when the time comes. Now, this is one of the final stages, and here, in order to unlock the hidden story, you have not to let anyone die. Pretty much, you just have to kill all enemies without having any casualties. Since I think that's a very interesting touch that they did. Since most structures that Vera was hitting and that were around Vera pretty much got killed or died. Well, um, now your goal here is to not make them die, and that way you can unlock the healing part of the story. A very interesting touch from the developers. I like that. I think that's a good thing. Uh, a good thing at hinting on how to find the things that you need to do in order to unlock the hidden story. And the hidden stories are uh, very important if you're interested for the plot and of course for the story. Well, that was interesting. I killed them very quickly there. Okay, well, let's talk to the let's talk to these structures, and of course then I can jump and proceed to the finale of uh, of her story. Now, I did clear this and I did unlock the hidden story, and of course, after this, I'll jump on the hidden story. You will be very surprised by knowing the time on when the hidden story will take place. I, I personally was also very surprised when I saw the time at which the hidden story took place, since I definitely did not expect to see something like that. But looks like I should have expected it, since it was a pleasant surprise, as you will see. So, and of course, in the end, those structures that I was trying to keep alive, they of course died. Oh my god. Everyone around Vera pretty much died. Well, that's kind of tragic. That's actually very tragic if you ask me. And she lost an arm. Ouch. Yep, definitely can feel that one. I mean, well, well, she did lose an arm, and since they are structures after all, they still do feel pain, and they still do have one form of blood in their system, I guess. But yeah, uh, that's kind of a really sad story, if I have to be honest. A really sad story. And I think so far one of the more tragic ones in this game so far, since everyone around Vera pretty much did die. And that was, yeah, that kind of sucked, if you ask me. But I guess this is what caused her to be sadistic. Um, I mean, that definitely explains and justifies her sadistic levels in the game. Since what did she endure during those days is just crazy. Poor Vera. Well then, let's jump on the hidden story. Now, the hidden chapter, my apologies, takes place at the second chapter, pretty much way back. 10 chapters ago, this takes place, and this is where the commander with the Gravarian squad fights Tifa. And Vera did find the commander's sparing Tifa very interesting, and that caused her to gain interest in the commander, and that pretty much caused her to join us in the end. And that's very interesting, since As you can see, every event like this can, in the future, lead to new characters, can lead to some side events, and I have to say this picture is definitely very good. I like the artwork, and oh man, well, if you look closely at the picture, you'll see why I am kind of worried. I mean, the picture is absolutely amazing, and that's gonna be the thumbnail. And well, surprisingly, that picture is also taken from the banner for this character. Well then, I hope you enjoyed. It is my pleasure to play this game for you. It was a fantastic extra story, and well, when I return next time, I'll continue with Kamui. Take care and stay safe.